Anyways.
I mean, look how well we've been trained or programmed. Because, I mean, me and Chase went on a walk the other day, and, man, something that really hit me. So let me ask you this. We get told that there's only 2 guarantees in life. What are they?
Taxes and death.
And who quoted that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So they say Ben Franklin. But here's the thing. Like, I was thinking about it in the shower, like, I want to do the research. Where did he say that? Like, how easy would it be for the people who run the show, the media, the programmers, let's call them, how easy would it be for them to just put this idea out there?
Right.
Because, like, it puts, like, hey, if you don't pay your taxes, or if you don't pay, what are they saying about Elon Musk? If you don't pay your fair share,
right?
Who's to say isn't it weird, though, that we all are doing everything we can to not pay it, or to pay as much? Everybody. Like, why would you want to pay that? Like, nobody, like, looks forward to it. And the more you understand and learn about it, the more you're like, oh, this is a scam. So it's like we get programmed by the programmers, by the people that are, like, running the game, so to speak, the people that wrote the instructions to Monopoly. They're the ones, they wrote the instructions. So they're putting the information out there.
Right.
And programming everybody like good little slaves to play the game the way they want it played.
And then they throw an endorsement like Ben Franklin said it.
Exactly.
And then it's like, word is bond.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
Who's going to argue about Ben Franklin?
Right.
You know, so.
Right. But I wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
I didn't hear him say it.
What context was it in, even if he did say it? And maybe that was maybe that was in the context of why we need to have a revolution. At the time, like Ben Franklin and those guys were, you know, they were probably like, yeah, the only thing that's, you know, constant under the yoke of Britain at the time was death and taxes.
Well, my point is, what if he didn't say it?
Well,
it's totally made up.
No, it could totally be. Yeah, I mean,
it's not. He didn't say it.
Right.
They're just using it. It's a lie. Because, like, again, like, going back to your question, like, what if it wasn't a law? What if it wasn't a law that you have to pay taxes? What if? Like, have you ever read the IRS code book?
No.
So again, it's all hearsay. Like, because all these people around us are doing it and saying it, they're all believing it. How easy is it to get them all to do that? And then they're regulating everybody else. Because then if your neighbor doesn't pay their taxes, then again, you shun them. You shame them.
Right.
It's like, oh, you don't pay your taxes? Like, oh, you're not a good person.
Right.
How weird is that?
Right.
But it's like, man, like, guess, like, our money, who do they pay taxes to? So if there's only 2 guarantees in life, death and taxes, why doesn't the government pay taxes? Who are they paying taxes to? Who does the Federal Reserve pay taxes to?
I think the response to that, at least the canned response or the response that we get, is that taxes obviously pay for the services that we use.
But that's not true.
Well, but like infrastructure, streets, like when they build an interstate,
that's paid for with debt.
Well,
the county, the state takes debt.
Right.
And then they say that the debt is paid back with the taxes, but that's not true.
Well, I think idealistically, and I don't know if it was nefarious or not, but idealistically that was the bargain, but it's not the case anymore because the tax revenue obviously does not pay for the infrastructure of the project. They take our tax revenue and go into debt, and then pass it on to us, and then use the guise of, well, police, fire, sanitation, water, sewer, this infrastructure, that's what you get in trade for it. But if you think about it, like if they needed to extend the interstate and they actually had to go to the people and say, this is going to cost X dollars and we're going to need to collect this money from you, who wants to donate to it? That probably we would never get anything done.
But actually, now let's take a step back because there's different types of taxes. So the highway and infrastructure is paid for by your gasoline tax.
Right.
So that's fair. That's right. Your sales tax pays for certain things. Income tax is literally robbery.
Right.
Because it goes towards it actually goes towards paying all the bureaucrats. But even their pay, like it's all like this, it's a fugazi. It's none of it. It's all this. It's a con game. It's a confidence game.
It's
like
a total con game. And then if you think about the people who are actually dictating that policy, they're the ones that don't pay the taxes, like GE
Right.
and Facebook and Exxon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're paying the people who are writing the policy. And just like if you think about, you asked earlier, have you ever read the IRS tax code? Well, no, who would? And even it's like you couldn't just grab that and start at page 1 and actually understand it. It's
Right.
very similar to like the Catholic Church that used to give their sermons in Latin because no one spoke Latin. So it was very convenient for them to be able to say, this is what we said, and we're going to give it to you in a language you can't understand, and you'll just have to take our word for it.
right.
Unless you took the time to go learn Latin, or if you took the time to become a CPA and a tax lawyer and actually do the due diligence to actually interpret and read the tax code, and then you could probably come up with the similar conclusion that we are. This is total BS. This is a giant scam.
Yeah.